Hey there guys, welcome back to Slopes Adventures. Today we are talking about Efteling, a European theme park that we went to whilst we were in Belgium. This one's based over in the Netherlands. We are massive fans of Efteling. Big time.
Second time as a family?
Second time as a family. I've just discovered fourth time you've been in your life.
I don't know, would have to check with my mum. I definitely went once. I'll find photos.
Yeah. Okay.
Potentially twice. I don't know.
I would actually be really interested to see the photos. That'd be really cool.
See how it's changed.
Yeah.
But it's apparently, how accurate it is or not, I don't know. But
I know the answer to
something
this.
that Walt Disney was inspired by.
Yeah, so this is one of the longest, oldest running theme parks still in existence that you can go and visit today. And it is next level. It's up there with some of the best. We like visiting theme parks from around the world, your Universals, your Disneys, your obvious ones, but we also go to things like Port Ventura, the family, we go to UK ones, and Efteling is up there with the best ones. So the rumour is that Walt Disney went there back in the day. This park opened in 50, possibly 53, and he saw it and he was inspired by it so much he went back and made Disneyland. So there's a little bit of truth in that, but not really. I'll quickly tell you guys, he was in the area. He was actually around there because he was getting his films dubbed. And he went to go and see the people that would dub his movies into that region's language. And it's believed that he went there, and at the time they had the fairy tale forest, or some of the fairy tale forest. But it's never really been confirmed. Yeah, he probably did go there. Did it really inspire Disneyland completely? I'm sure there was a bit of inspiration there, but I don't think it was really
if it opened in 53, I feel like Disneyland would have already been in the works.
Maybe it was the 50s. I don't know.
Was that 55? I can't remember.
Yeah, either way, it is exceptional.
Way, he went there. Right?
Probably. We don't even know that for sure. Either way, yeah, it's a fantastic theme park, and the reason people always say that story is because it is a great comparison to Disneyland. Some of the stuff they have there, some of the rides, not every single thing there is an extreme ride, but they have plenty of those. They've got a lot of dark rides that I think in some cases are better than what's going on at Disney. The shows are good, but we'll go through them bit by bit. So we went in there. This is the second time we've been. We didn't get to go to everything when we went last time.
No, so that was our aim really, wasn't it? Some of the ones we've missed that we wanted to make sure we got those.
Yeah. And just so you know, we've been there now 2 times. Obviously we did a lot of rides again, but we still haven't done everything in the park. It's a big park. So we went in, and what I'll say straight away is what it doesn't do as good as Disney is hide its construction. That place was under construction.
Yeah.
Big time.
It was. There was a lot. But then we're paying a fraction of a Disney price.
Yeah, it's like
I feel
40
it's
quid a
almost
ticket.
unfair to compare to Disney.
Yeah, but people do tend to compare this to Disney. It's a massive TikTok thing. People saying this is Disney are trying to be more like Efteling and whatever else. It's not there. It's not at that level, but it's definitely the park that's probably closest to it. So here we are, guys. We're off to Efteling today. Get that hood down. It is raining. It's not the best day for weather. And actually, you'll be happy to hear, Toby, I think they've just opened up a brand new haunted house ride. Ooh, looking a bit like a construction site at the moment. But yeah.
Did you just fart? Did you just fart?
But don't worry, look, the 3 little pigs are doing the construction. Construction was next level. We're talking in the car park leading up to the beautiful spires that you see, and even when you was in there,
there's a lot around the middle, like the water area. There was a lot.
But what I will say in Efteling's defence is, I don't think they can hide it. They're building this enormous Grand Budapest-looking hotel in the middle of the park. I don't know how you would hide that. It's under construction. It's big. So that is something you do not see at Disney. That stuff goes down at the end of the night when everyone's asleep, not in the middle of the day. Yeah, it is crazy with construction here at the moment. Like none of this was here last time we came. It's like everywhere you look, it's just construction. Hopefully it calms down when we get closer inside. So obviously, we went in there. There was a crazy amount of construction, and as you go in, you go around to the left. We did at least, and then you walk past on your left where all of the fairy tale forest is
that's
hidden.
amazing. That part.
It's the closest thing to their Disney castle. It's like their iconic thing, the fairy tale forest. We'll talk about it when we get to it because we did that at the end of the day. It's amazing to walk through there. Even as an adult, not just with the kids, it's a great little place to have a look around. But we went straight up to, I've got a cup here, Symbolica. Do you remember Symbolica?
Yeah, and that one we did do the previous year.
Yeah, so we've done that one twice.
Kids got the little flashing wands. We made sure we took those with us.
Yeah, so they've got some enormous, like, big extreme rides, big wooden roller coasters and stuff, but surprisingly Symbolica, which is a dark ride, a slower dark ride, a trackless dark ride, similar to Ratatouille in Paris and Florida, is the ride they've spent the most money on. It's 35 million or something, I think they've spent on that. It's a beautiful...
It seems to be like the iconic ride, but having been on others, I feel like there's others which could perhaps have that place, but is that where it's located within the park?
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
that probably does help it, and it looks magnificent on the outside.
Yeah, it does look magnificent. And when you're in there, it also looks magnificent. However, and it's hard to say this as a British person and not come across as one of those, we don't want to learn your language, because everyone in other countries tend to learn the English language and we don't tend to learn their language.
It's
I don't know what's going on in that ride.
No, nothing. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you go into a pre-show, it's all completely spoken in French? Flemish?
No, we were in the Netherlands, Dutch.
And you're like, okay, and then all of a sudden the stairway opens up. It's all really beautiful, really magnificent. You go in.
It's all quite magical, that part.
The queue continues. You get to choose which path you want to take. It's like hero, magic, and music.
Or treasure.
Treasure,
Heroes,
that's
treasure
it.
And music.
And all that does is just, there's certain parts of the trackless ride and it will just point into different sections. So we was in the music section. There was a bit about 3/4 of the way through. You go up towards some trumpets and you can push buttons on your little cart and it makes them go boop, 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 you know.
I don't think it did much.
It didn't really do much.
Whichever one you pick, I don't think there's...
However, everyone seemed to be going to the red. Do you notice that? Everyone...
Is that not what we did last time?
Yeah, but I didn't notice much difference, if I'm honest. No. So, you go in and stuff happens. It looks next level. It looks good as what you would see in, any Disney dark ride, but I don't know.
Visually,
really
like the whale and the glass. I don't want to give too much away, but it's...
Oh no, I'll be showing footage in here.
I don't know what was going on.
I don't know what was going on.
But then that's a fault on the British.
It is. However, let's compare it back to Disney again. In Disney, we've always joked that whenever two characters are having a conversation, one will say blah 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 in France.
Paris.
Yeah, Disneyland Paris. Yeah. They say whatever they're saying in French, and then Wendy would say back to Peter, "That's right, Peter. We should go and do blah 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 blah." So everyone knows.
Everyone's followed the conversation.
But it's just, I don't know what's happening. It looks beautiful. It looks magnificent. It's up there with one of the prettiest dark rides I've ever been on. I just don't know what was going on.
No.
But yeah, it was still very, very nice. And it's one of their standout attractions. It's, regardless, you absolutely must go on it. It's an exceptional experience. So, mister, what did you think on that ride?
It was okay.
It was okay?
Yeah.
You're a bit too cool for these slow rides right now, aren't you?
No, like literally. There was this one where there was like this part where this whale cracks some glass, and then you like need to get out in like really slow, but you're really slow, and then you just see the glass just disappear, the cracked glass just disappear. Now, magically it's fixed.
So I think you are. You're looking at this and you're thinking how you would build a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know what's going on.
What did you think of the ride?
So I thought I'd been on it before because I recognised it.
Right, yeah, you recognised it.
But it was like
So Annabelle, did you like the ride?
Yeah.
Yeah? Excellent. So we went on that. That was really good. We then went over into an area which we hadn't really visited too much the last time we went. And this is where we all get really bad with our spelling. What does that say? Droomvlucht.
Yeah, sure.
Droomvlucht?
Yes.
Didn't really know. We didn't really know much about this one, and we went on it. And I would say it's might be the best dark ride I've ever been on. Besides the Haunted Mansion, that's still my all-time favourite dark ride. And
no, I would say this beats that.
Would you?
Yeah.
I know you're not the biggest fan of Haunted Mansion.
Don't get like the.
I'm a big fan of Haunted Mansion.
I don't get the hype around Haunted Mansion.
If Pirates of the Caribbean is a dark ride, it doesn't beat that either. But again, I think it's because we've got that history.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Actually, they are still great.
Yeah, it was really good.
Either way, yeah, Droomvlucht is exceptionally good. It's without a doubt the best dark ride they have there. And I would say, I mean, look, we're arguing whether it's as good as Haunted Mansion. It's not. It's not. It's very, very good. The idea, I've looked into this. Thank you, Expedition Theme Park, for your video that's told me about the history of this ride. Another ride with no speaking in any particular language. The idea is you're just in a dream and you just go through and you're just witnessing a dream, and it's you go through as a fairy tale section, a fairy section, and you go through, there's flying castles in another section, and then there's like elves at the bottom of this thing, and it turns a little bit faster as you spin around the room really quick and get to the bottom. You started
high, don't you?
Yeah.
Gradually. Oh, it's brilliant.
What blows you away with this is, I mean, you know, it's not a million miles different than things you see on like a typical dark ride, like a Peter Pan ride or whatever else, except for the fact it's enormous. You go into a room and you look at this big landscape that they've made of all the animatronics, and it's just like you can see the back of it, but barely. It's so deep.
Oh, it was huge.
And you're really high up, and it's enormous. There's things close to you, like fairies on swings, and then there's stuff over there in the water. It's you go on that ride 5 times and you won't see everything. You'd notice something different every time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. And the music, one thing with Efteling, the music is exceptional. So I don't know the name of the guy. Again, go check out Expedition Theme Park. He covers a lot of this stuff, the history of these rides. The guy that made these rides, I think this was one of the last rides he worked on, and he was he was basically, people look at him as the best theme park designer that isn't a Disney Imagineer. It shows you the level that that
they work to.
Exceptional. It's not a fast ride. There's a little bit at the end. Like I say, you start up at the top and you're basically in a big circle and you're looking down at all these trolls or elves or something playing around in the water, all these little animatronics, and it goes around and it picks up a bit of speed. It's nothing too crazy.
No, it's not fast, right?
No.
I'd say the comparison would be Peter Pan.
Yeah, it's a smoother ride than Peter Pan, though. Peter Pan is a jolty, junky
ride. Because of its age.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But it's an exceptional ride. You go there, there's 2 rides you have to do, and I think it might be the best ride in the park, potentially.
Yes, I would probably agree.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We then went over to Villa Volta.
Is that the Haunted Mansion?
It's the Madhouse.
That's not my cup of tea in a ride, but I'll go on for the kids, but I don't.
No, I will always go on these rides.
Enjoy those ones so much.
This was the first ever Madhouse. Now, for people that don't know what a Madhouse is, Hex is a Madhouse. There's one in Park Asterix. There's one in Legoland in Windsor. You sit in a room, you spin a little bit, and the room around you spins again. So it makes you look like you're on the ceiling, and it's all a bit twisted and turning.
No, I don't know. Not quite a simulation, but it seems that.
Yeah. The idea is you twist back one way and the room twists that way. So even though you're only back a little bit, you can see the ceiling above, the floor now above you, and it twists you around. Again, I don't know what the hell that ride was about. If there was a story, and I know
my eyes closed for most of it, hoping it would finish.
So the idea is, I've now discovered that when you queue up, there wasn't a queue for this, by the way. There was a 5-minute ride, a 5-minute queue. The English translation on what's going on is written on the outside of the house. We didn't know that. I've discovered that since.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. You go into one pre-show, you hear a tannoy thing tell you a story in Dutch. Don't know what's going on. Some things move around. It's all a bit dark. The kids were holding my hand. Like, Dad, what's going to happen? I went, I don't even know what they're talking about, mate.
Sure, you're fine.
And then we went into another room. There was a beautiful animatronic of some old troll-looking thing sitting up there. He talked to you for 15 minutes in Dutch. Don't know what the hell he was talking about. And then you go into the main room, and it's, again, exceptional soundtrack. The guy who makes the music for Efteling rides it's up there with movie sound. It's fantastic, but nothing spoken about. It's just a spinny room. I've since discovered it's got something to do with they're all thieves, And if you remember in using that room, there's chandeliers and all these things everywhere. That's the stuff they've stolen, apparently, and then a curse is put on it. It's something to do with that.
I feel like you don't need to know the story to enjoy the ride.
No, but prepare to listen to 30 minutes
in my case.
30 minutes of talking in a language you don't understand, unless you can speak Dutch. Gone.
Oh, I was going to say, from then we went to...
We then went to...
the show, the outside show?
Say, what's the name of the show?
Raveleijn. I don't know.
I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't know what was going on in this one either.
No, but visually, it was like a live actor show, wasn't it? It was about 30 minutes long, maybe.
It
looked quite impressive.
It was really... The set was exceptional. Beautiful set. Really, really, like, next level, good-looking set. I mean, I kind of got the idea. There was some lady that brought crows to her for some reason. Then some guys kidnapped her, and then these different knights with all different colours had different powers, kind of like the Power Rangers or something. One was fire and one was water and whatever else. Earth, heart.
Yeah, you got the gist of it.
Yeah.
To fight off this big,
and then a big
three-headed dragon
comes out of the ground. It shoots out these red fire, and they save the day. It looked really nice.
Yeah,
Again, it's 25 minutes of listening to a language you don't understand. The reason I keep bringing this up is that same show in Disneyland Paris, as an example, would have the knights all speak different languages.
Yes, and everybody.
Yeah, and then they would...
French,
and it makes sense.
German, everyone's...
It makes sense. That it isn't just Dutch that go there. I mean, like, Germans go there, like
if you
the
think
French...
Of where it's based in Europe, it's so accessible.
Exactly. So we didn't know what was going on. We then went and
do you remember, we were looking, because they do offer it, the show was some sort of themed medieval-style banquet dinner.
Oh, yeah.
That we were looking at.
Yeah.
And it looked, from what I could tell on Google, it had fairly good reviews, but it had sold out the day we went. But it might be something... Should we go again?
No, we will definitely do it.
Doing that, because we like those sort of themed banquet dinners.
It looks a lot more interactive with the kids, like they pick them up and make them like heroes or princesses or whatever else. Yeah, it looked really good. We then went on the monorail.
Yes, I forgot about that.
So the monorail, it's a basic kiddie sort of monorail. You go up, you sit on it, and it just goes around the fairy tale forest. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do this last time, and we did do it this time. And again, a lot of it was under construction. So you're going above this fairy tale forest, and now you can sort of look over the barriers that they put up around certain... So the fairy tale forest is like this big forest that you go around, and there's like 15, 20 fairy tales like in it, like different sections. So there'll be like
a scene from them.
Yeah, it'll be like Pinocchio, but like the Grimm's fairy tale Pinocchio, not Disney. Everything's a bit ugly and gruesome,
dark.
And, yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's so cool. You got ones that most of them you do know, things like Red Riding Hood and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so many European Grimm's fairy tale-esque.
Those sorts of, there's definitely a lot of more local stories.
Absolutely.
I took note on, the kids seem quite interested.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to try and discover some of the stories. But yeah, some of them were boarded off. And when you're going around on the monorail, you can look in and it's just like scaffolding and stuff. There was so much construction going on, which is weird because when we looked up, this was a busy period, apparently. It said busy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was...
It wasn't busy in the park, but yeah, according to the website, the ticket prices.
I would judge a park as.
Yeah. So, but I mean, hey, it's as good as any of those rides would be. The monorail, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. It would be better if there was less construction going on. But hey, if they've got to fix up stuff, they've got to fix it up.
But I don't know if this is because Disney mind on, I suppose. But to me, a monorail you would see around most of the perimeter of the park, because that just stayed in that smaller area.
That's different though, isn't it? This is like a kiddie.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. So we
snacks?
We didn't get snacks. We went and got...
I don't know. You can say
Poffertjes. So we saw these things around quite a bit. They were a mix between a pancake and a... Donut.
But they're about this big?
They're tiny. But they were everywhere. And they had a whole place there. Now, we've since discovered, since we've come back, like pancakes is like the food of Efteling. They serve it in like, they have all restaurants dedicated to pancakes. It's like their thing. We went and got these tiny little, the way they spell it is Poffertje. We thought we would just take some away, but no, we actually ended up going in there and sitting down. It was like, I mean, it was adequately priced.
Yeah, I think generally
€26.
food in Efteling is.
Yeah, and it came out on this like sort of dinner. What was it?
It's like an afternoon tea stand.
Yeah.
So it's very British, isn't it? I suppose. But
Yeah.
where you get your 3 plates stacked up, but instead of afternoon tea, we had the actual pancake things are the same for all of them, but it had 3 different toppings.
Yeah. That one of them was like a Nutella-y sort of sauce. They love Nutella in Europe. Another one was like a warm jam. You like jam? It was like nectar. It was so nice. And then
I
the
like
top
the other one. It's like caramel with pears or something.
peach or something like that. Yeah,
that
it was
really
proper
good.
nice. And yeah, just chow down on them, and we were like bloated by the end. We didn't finish them all.
Well, we enjoyed them so
good
much. We have actually bought the special frying pan
to make them.
to make them at home. So we really enjoyed them, but
they were
it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah. They were so
Especially
good.
as in our mind, we were going to then head towards your bigger roller coasters.
Yeah, then we went to the roller coasters.
We can't go on to anything too much right now.
Well,
We've
we
just
actually
eaten
went
a lot.
on Annabelle's favourite ride, which I think is her favourite ride there, although she eventually said it was another one. A ride called
It's
Max
good.
and Mortar's.
Max and Moritz, I
Max and Moritz.
think.
Says we just had 3 plates of donuts. Isn't it a good idea to go on a roller coaster?
Yeah, let's go do it, mate.
It's about like 2
Maybe.
cheeky children.
Yeah. So this is where the infamous bobsleigh used to be in Efteling, which is one of their iconic rides, and now it's a dueling roller coaster. It's very much aimed. It's a family coaster. It's aimed at kids. It goes around the whole track twice. It intertwines with each other. It's got funny, kooky sort of. Geppetto from Pinocchio's music playing that speeds up the second time you go around and goes a bit faster, you know, and it's fun. It's just
I really
a fun.
liked it.
Yeah,
I would actually put it up at one of their best rides.
Yeah, it's a really good fun ride.
You get to pick, don't you, which colour you are, which child, whether you're on
it does
Max's,
whip you around a bit more than you would
Moritz's.
expect. It's not
You
like
race, don't you?
Yeah, I would say it's faster than things like, you know, a Slinky Dog Dash or anything like that.
Much. It's not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a children's coaster.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
It's a good one.
Grown-ups on it. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was Annabelle's favourite one. And what I will say is behind that, you could see they were building, again, more construction. They were building their haunted house ride. They used to have a haunted house ride, which is apparently one of the best they ever did. I never got to go on it, but now you've got a new one being built. I was gutted it wasn't there. I knew I'd have had to have done that on my own.
Looks good from what you can see.
Yeah, the level of theming they go to is it's the next level. It's great. So, yeah, I'm really gutted that isn't ready yet. I'm well up for going on that. Is this your favourite ride?
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, go on then. Say what it is and what we're doing.
Moritz. So there's Max that side and Moritz this side. I picked Moritz.
Okay, so what I want to talk about is when I was younger, there was a certain way you used to do up your shoelaces, and apparently that's changed now. Give us a demonstration.
So this is how you do it. It's like this. That's just.
Don't know what you're doing. Right, go.
So first we do this.
So one loop, then another loop. That's so weird.
So first you knot it normally, like you used to. Then you just tie that up and then you go.
That is not the way you do shoelaces.
Yes it is. Everyone do it.
Yeah, but Toby, no. Like your shoelaces are going to come undone in about 10 seconds.
Subscribe if you do it like that.
All the kids do it like that.
I'm about to lose all my subscribers now. I just saw, I didn't want to film some random kid. I just saw a kid wear a t-shirt that looked like that. What the hell? Who even makes that t-shirt? Jesus. We then done Max Mortis. We went over to, we went past Baron 1989 or 1898. I can't remember which one. No, it wouldn't be 19.
Which one's that?
That's the dropped one. The Oblivion cover.
You won't get me on that.
Yeah. I'm gutted I didn't go on it.
We still watched it for a while.
Yeah, I'm really gutted I didn't go on it. So it's essentially Oblivion. For people out there that know what Alton Towers is, it's a drop coaster. You go up to the top, it like holds you there, and then you drop and you do a bit of twisty turny,
So it
and you
drops
get back.
underground, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's got a few loops and things.
That's right. The drop isn't as big as what's going on over at Oblivion in Alton Towers, but it does so much more at the end. Does a little twist, actually does an inversion as well, at least one inversion. And there's a great story behind it. The theming and everything behind it is really, really good. The idea is that you've... there's a guy that wants to keep mining down, but there's a curse that's stopping him, and you basically go up and you go down into the ground. So there's all this stuff. They do projections, and the ghosts come over you as you go up the lift hill. Beautiful. Or just before you go up the lift hill. Exceptional. And I'm really gutted I didn't go on it. Now I've been on Oblivion, I would do it in a heartbeat. And
but this was before that.
Yeah, this is before I went to Alton Towers. They're really not that bad. They're not that bad. So you went on that. Then we went.
Go on that.
No, we didn't go on that. But then we did go on D Vliegland. Vliegende. Now,
Is that the water one?
Yeah. So what I've discovered, if you go on their website, I only discovered this after I made my little notes here. If you click on the ride, it then changes it to English. So we probably should have done that and learned the English name. So yeah, this is in what I think is possibly the best themed area of the park. It is next level. It's so good. This is their mix between a log coaster where it splashes into the water, a typical coaster, and kind of a Pirates of the Caribbean
I'd
style.
say that's probably your closest comparison.
Yeah.
But then it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this ride, you'll get on a big, massive boat, kind of, again, like Pirates of the Caribbean, and you go through this really slow bit where you just about see pirate ships. The thing this ride does wrong, in my opinion, it's so dark.
But I think that adds to the spooky element. So it's pitch black and you're surrounded by huge ships. I mean, you're just in a tiny
you can see it, but I think you can't see very fast. It's probably only the very front of a ship.
It's definitely not a whole ship. But then you've got these massive, I don't know what they're called, on the front of a ship. Like you get the big women.
Yeah. The carved out of
but
wood.
all you can see, because it's so dark, is like their face,
their eyes
just
glowing and stuff,
staring down while you're in this tiny little
I don't
boat.
know what the story is. There's obviously some kind of curse thing that happens. You come to the end and the boat actually lifts back a little bit, and then you go up a lift hill, and then it turns into a more typical roller coaster. The roller coaster itself has got some good drops, some good air time and stuff, but it is very short.
Yes.
From that point onwards, and then it goes into the water. There's a big splash. All very nice.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's a fun ride.
It's worth going on. Like I would actually say it's
isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's a definite. You have to go on it, but it's be prepared to. The element that's like Pirates of the Caribbean is like almost pitch black dark, and then the actual roller coaster is quite short. And I know it makes it sound like it's a bad ride, but it's not. When you put them together,
the ride
it's
as
nice.
a whole was quite short.
Yeah.
For the time we queued.
Yeah.
But we enjoyed it all the same.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. We then went over to Joris en de Draak, which is their wooden coaster, and every time we go on this, well, we've been on it twice, but every time we go on this, although I think it's the same as the one in Spain.
Went on it more, unless that was
time. No, actually I went on it twice last time. Yeah, and then this is the third time. And I think the one in Spain, it's either very, very similar, or it's the same track layout completely at Port Ventura. It's
really no, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it so much this time.
It's a wooden coaster.
Rickety?
Well, yeah, wooden coasters are though.
Yeah, but this was.
Well, it wasn't the fact that it was rickety. So the idea of this is it's just like there's a dragon down in the water, a really beautiful dragon. But the idea is you both go up at the same time, and there's two carriages going up at the same time, and then you race and get to the end. Every time I've been on it, I've lost annoyingly. But it blows me away how fast it is for a wooden coaster, and because it's so rickety, you're like, Jesus.
I just remember being on it, and I was sat next to Toby. I was like, Toby, I don't like it. It was just so fast.
It's hardcore. It's really, really fast, and it's been a long time since I've been to Park Asterix, but it might be my favourite wooden coaster. It's been a long time.
I can't really compare to that because
it was so long ago.
10 years ago we went.
Yeah, but like. It's a great wooden roller coaster. It's really, really good. Might be. I'm jumping ahead here. The one at Alton Towers might be better. I don't know. It's very, very good. And again, it's so fast. It's so fast. We then went to Toby's favourite ride, and there we go. We got the cup for
one we'd been trying to brace ourselves for.
Yeah.
I suppose you,
Well, not
Toby,
me.
had done it before.
Yeah.
But he really wanted me to go on it, and
Yeah, so it's the Python.
all 4 of us went on it.
Yeah, the Python. Now, the Python is, I mean, I've got to be honest, it's quite a basic coaster. I'm not trying to be...
No, it is. There's nothing
wrong with it.
But it's a decent length, and it's got
fine.
a lot. It's not just a loop-de-loop and off you go.
Yeah. You go up, there's 2 loops, then there's 2 corkscrews, and it does a little spin round, and it's the end. So the history of the Python, it was the biggest roller coaster in Europe when it was launched. Yeah, when it came out. That was a very, very long time ago. It's now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not much bigger than Vampire. Honestly, I mean, it probably is. You know what I mean?
I haven't been there for about 15 years.
It's now and the thing is, it's like, I don't know if it fits the theme of the area. It's called Python because, hey, pythons are like cool. I don't know.
But I would say that even as you look at it, like the theming, everything, it doesn't quite match the medieval look and the...
But the thing with the Python is it's such an iconic ride for the park. They've redone the track and everything for it. They were at one point going to extend it, but they didn't. It's just the same ride. They've just made it a little bit like cleaner now and a few minor improvements. But it's so iconic to the park that they don't want to remove it. It was like the corkscrew at Alton Towers. It's got nothing to do with corkscrew at Alton Towers. Has nothing to do with Alton Towers. It's just a cool name they've given a roller coaster, and that's all this is. It's just a cool roller coaster. It's the first one my son went on. That's a little bit out of his comfort zone.
Loop, I think
it might have been his first
definitely
loop.
Annabelle's because she went on it and we all loved it, didn't we?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good coaster. It's a good coaster. 2 loops. It was the one that pushed him a little bit more, and now because of that, it's his favourite coaster. That he feels like he,
Yeah, till he gets to the Velocicoaster one day.
Yeah, he'll get on there one day. I'll take him on there. He's going on there in 2 years.
Hagrid's is much better, but
Hagrid's is obviously better. What did you think of that ride?
Amazing. It's my favourite roller coaster.
Is it your favourite roller coaster?
My favourite ride.
Ride? Did you like it? You were crying at first, and then what did you say at the end? Can we go again? That's right. That was a good ride. And that was the end of all of our major rides at the park. After this, we went through the Fairy Tale Forest, which we spent like maybe an hour going round.
Yeah, we spent quite a long time, didn't we? But you can get
fully worth it.
Lost in that area. It's all little pathways
it's so good.
And there's no sort of map of that.
No, I mean, but there is one set path. If you go in at the right place, there is one set path that you can do that will take you around everything. I don't think
we've ever managed that.
But there's also little areas that will cut the paths in half, so it actually turns into a bit of a maze. But as long as you just stay on the main path, you should get through it all. It just takes longer to do that. Again, the Fairy Tale Forest, it was the first major thing they ever added into this national park, which is what it originally was in the 1950s. And it's absolutely, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like some of the
a lot to see.
animatronics are a little bit, showing their age, but I almost feel like that adds to the beauty of it all.
Because like you say, these aren't your Disney fairy tales. These are your Grimm Brother fairy tales or similar. If it's not one of theirs, it's
exactly.
And it's great. Like some of the highlights, you've got I don't know all the names of all the stories. There's the guy with the big head.
Big head
comes up.
That looked good.
I think that's got iconic though to Efteling, isn't it?
It is. They show it in all their commercials and all their advertising.
There's the big sleeping giant, but then it's also got like a microphone, so if you make a noise, he stirs.
Like that, that makes a little noise. Loads of them are interactive like that. There's a big dragon guarding over some treasure, and when you put your hand in there and you pull it, it wakes up and smoke comes out its mouth and stuff like that.
Whereas others aren't interactive, it's just something to look at, but they're equally very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they're still really cool. Like Pinocchio, the Pinocchio is a great one to see the difference between what Disney did and what the original Grimm's, it's probably not Grimm's, but that sort of Grimm's fairy tale style story was like. It's an ugly looking fish thing instead of the
it's not a
monstro whale.
It was.
And like Pinocchio generally looks really scared in its mouth.
Yeah, very different.
It's really cool, and it's not all boarded off. You can imagine if this was in the UK. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere near it. Like you could see it through like maybe some glass or something, but not here. Like I could have stepped over a bit like that and just walk straight into the big water where the whale was. Like,
and that was like one of the things in the fairy tale was it tells you stories, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and there was a story,
and it tells you in all of the different languages as well.
And there was a story about some dancing shoes.
Yeah,
and then the display there was about a bit smaller than this table, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and a pair of little shoes that, obviously through magnets and that, were dancing. But
yeah, they're dancing on their own.
Barrier.
You could have just gone over and picked up the shoes and got yourself a bit of Efteling memorabilia there. Like, it's just all left, and it's really, really nice. It shows like the trust they have and stuff. It's really cool.
And then I don't know if you'd include it in the fairy tale area, but just round there, then there was the donkey.
Yeah.
That our kids love.
You got kids, go and see the donkey. You tap your credit card on there. I think it's like €1 or even like maybe 50 cents. And there is a story. Apparently there is a fairy tale connected to this somehow. But yeah, the tail of the donkey lifts up and it poops out a little plastic coin. Last time we went, there was silver.
Yeah,
this time they're gold,
which is cool. It's different.
And it's just like there's maybe 5 to collect or whatever. I think we've got a couple of them. Kids love it. Like, it ping flies out and like knocks a kid in the head. Maybe like it's cool. It's really, really nice. And we still, even though we've been there twice, haven't seen it all. There's a few attractions where you can walk in on the inside and see a little story being told of that they do things with the ghost Pepper's effect. Pepper's ghost effect. Cool little things like that. We didn't get to see it all, and that's why I think this is a 2-day park, personally.
And it's quite nice because last time that we went, the first time, I bought a jigsaw puzzle. I like a jigsaw puzzle, and even now it's so intricate with all the details. You look, you think, but there are a lot of things we missed the first time we've seen, and there's still things like we didn't find that area, like that little that little bit. Yeah. Which is quite nice. We've got more to find next time.
There's so much to explore at Efteling, especially around that fairy tale forest. That's like the main area, but there's so much to explore. And honestly, we've scratched the surface on the amount of rides that are there. We went on a lot of other ones last time. There's a huge dark ride that to this day we've still not gone on. The other side of the lake, apparently it's a bit more spooky. It even suggests maybe don't go in with kids. And
there is a water show, isn't there? But I don't think it was on this
No,
side.
it wasn't. Yeah, but it's behind the construction, so it wouldn't have been as good
but
this time.
But last time we saw it, and that was...
I mean, it was fine.
As good as a water show was going to be, I suppose.
Yes and no. If you want to compare it to like World of Colour. It was nice, it's beautiful, and it's all done with classical music because that fits the style of the park.
Yes, yeah.
I suppose the same way World of Colour fits when you see Buzz Lightyear with drones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like different experiences. It's still very, very nice, and it completely suits it. It's well worth checking out. Although the park closed at 6 when we were there, and it would still be light when they did it. It's obviously, if you can go when the park closes late, it would be so much better. And that was our day. We all loved it. We always do. Buy merch. The merch is always, and it's cheap merch as well. It's very affordable. The food, the souvenirs, and the food is like really good. You can go and get yourself a burger if you want, like typical theme park food. But you also we always like getting like salmon rice boxes, salmony, rice, which is like you don't expect that. Like, you expect like junk food for theme park food, but they actually have like exceptional food, and it's genuinely quite reasonably priced as well. The merch is quite well priced. Like, I always like buying cups and stuff like that, and we bought a souvenir brochure which was like €4. You know, that'd be 15 somewhere else minimum. So yeah, really affordable food, really affordable merch. I mean, you'll get for the most part. And in my opinion, we don't know if we agree on this. I think it's a 2-day park minimum. I think you're right. We haven't done it all. We have been twice, but then we've also repeated a lot of things in those 2 days. Yeah. I don't feel, having gone for 1 day, that I've missed out. No. But I am excited. Go in 1 day, but you would want to revisit it at some point. I don't think you need 2 solid days there to complete it all. Yeah. And another thing that's worth bringing up is, to my knowledge, this might not be correct, but I don't believe there's a fast pass system here. Not that I can see. Not that we've been made aware of, anyway. No, normally when like when I bought Alton Towers tickets, it's pushing fast pass systems on you at the checkout. Do you want to add this? Do you want to add this? There, you just pay your €40 or whatever it is, something like that, and that's the price. And it's the same price for adults and kids. There isn't a kid's price and an adult price. I think it's like under a certain height you get in for free. Yes, I think. But it's just one price, and there's no fast pass. Now, in my opinion, that's an amazing thing. Primarily because I'm a guy with 4 members of my family. I don't really like spending £100 per person extra just to be able to get on a ride.
Legoland was, wasn't it? Just the cheapest.
Ridiculous. I think it works because on the website it charges different depending on when you go. You know, if it's a busy time, it's a little bit more, and when it's quieter, it's a few euros less. We went when the website said it was busy, yet we didn't queue longer than 30 minutes for any ride. No. I think that shows what FastPass does to a theme park.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think, like, especially having been to Florida fairly recently, you just feel like you've spent the whole day on your phone. Yeah. And you're walking here, there, trying to get whatever rides.
I hate Genie Plus so much.
I just think here you could enjoy the overall experience rather than just the rides, because
I think the
it's
best,
a relaxed day out.
Oh, it is definitely the perfect way to do it. We're going off track now. The perfect way to do it would be the ticketed system they used to do at Disney and Paris. Now you have to pay for that, and it's horrible.
That's a different
topic. But either way, here, a great second place in that regard. There's absolutely no fast pass, and I really, really like that. So, like I said, it's decently priced. Food price is really good, and really high quality, the food as well, like exceptionally.
Yeah, very good.
It's a family favourite. For us, when we go to places like, Chessington, or even, Port Ventura was a great park for us to go, but we didn't leave thinking, my God, we need to go back.
Yes, I agree.
We would go back, definitely, if we was in Spain, because we know it's a good park. But Efteling, we were itching to go back, which is why we've gone back 1 year later.
And the kids still talked about it, like after last time, didn't they? They talked about
There's a quirky nature about the park. It's got, like I say, it's got the thrill rides for the adults, but there's a quirky nature for the whole family. And it's that quirky, weird fairy tale style that we don't know as English speaking people all of the fairy tales, so it's quite exciting. And the donkey pooing out gold, like that's funny, like,
yes.
And it makes you want to go back and see what else there is the park has to offer, not just because of the rides, because the park itself it's an exceptional theme park. The only real downside is the
construction at the moment.
About 25% of it was under construction. There was actually there's a really, really good river rapids there. That was under construction as well.
Yeah, that was a shame.
We went on that first time, and again, not this time. We definitely would have gone on that again. We're big fans of Efteling. I think that's pretty obvious. And I think that's it for Efteling.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back soon. The construction will be done.
Yeah. I think now we've done it twice. I don't need to go back next year.
No,
I'm happy to give it like 5 years now.
Yeah. For us, it's across the water, but it's fairly accessible.
Yeah, the way it works for us, for us to drive to somewhere like Alton Towers, because we're right at the bottom, for us to drive somewhere like Alton Towers, that's, like taking out stops, that's a 4-hour drive. For us to get to Efteling, it's like 5.5 at most.
Including your crossing.
Yeah, it's not that much different, and I think the value for money and the just the whole experience overall is just... It's night and day. It's not even comparable.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So not to ruin what my verdict is for next week's Alton Towers video, but make sure you subscribe, because when we got back, I'd already booked to go to Alton Towers with a couple of friends, a couple of lads, and we go there, and that's just a bit more of a funnier, jokier vlog that I do with the guys.
It was directly a few days after.
It was literally, we got back, I did 1 day of editing, and I went straight to Alton Towers for 2 days. So, but hey, you can see how that compares to what you're seeing in this video. So, yeah, there we go. See you later, everyone. I know you like doing the outro now.
I do like doing the outro.
Go on.
Forgotten it.
Now you've forgotten it. I've forgotten it. Hang on. It's
signing out.
Yeah, no, it's signing out. Anyway, this is Slopes Adventures signing out.
Right.
Yeah, here we go.
Anyway, this is Slopes Adventures signing out, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well done.